sketched and drew and took some photographs, and then I went back and started doing the painting and the drawing from the sketching that I did here. And then I would come back and do a bit more sketching and drawing, and then go back home and then finish them off. And so all the abstracted pieces are all inspired by this landscape, this cityscape.
Shapes. And
yeah, all the shapes and everything. Some are a little more obvious than others. Like the half circle ones are from the windows in some buildings over that way. Certainly the cement factory was a great inspiration. That's over here for some of the shapes. Some of the rooftop details, like the venting on the rooftops over here, some of the shapes are from those. And then some are even more abstracted. And then, of course, when I painted them and then cut them out, or I cut them out and then painted them, really, a lot of animal shapes just emerged, which I had no idea. I didn't even realize that was really happening
in the city.
Yes. But, I mean, I see them as animals. Other people would see them as other things. I don't know. But I had to name them something, so I sort of named them some animal things. And then, yeah, so it was really fun and very, it was a wonderful kind of process, you know, coming and then having to go away and do it not here. So that was a bit of a challenge, but it was fun to do that. It was very inspiring to do that. And all the materials are recycled materials from the scene shop where I work, the theater shop where I work. So all the wood is left over from theater sets, and the paint is old scenic painting that was left over from shows that we painted. Because I work at the shop as a head scenic painter, so I got access to all that material. So that was nice to reuse that wood because it just gets thrown out. The paint gets recycled. I take it to the recycling depot, but otherwise it gets most of the stuff gets thrown out. So it's nice to reuse it and do it for my work. So yeah, that was the process, and that was the inspiration for creating that work. So, were there any questions? It's scenic paint. It's acrylic. It's acrylic scenic painting.
And you screwed them?
Mm-hmm. We screwed them in. They're just held in with there's a block between the two, and then screwed them in from either side.
Because you can see,
No.
there are two of them together with something in between, so are they a whole piece? You have to see both sides?
They're painted on both sides, so I certainly matched them together, but they could be individual at the same time. You could just, and to me they're garden art. They're something that you would just put, you know, screw onto a stick and put it in your garden. Because they're all sealed. They're all varathane. They can be out in the weather. They won't last 20 years out in the weather, but depending on where they are, they'll last 5 to 10 years outside. You know, for a kind of a, and the paint won't fade. The paint is guaranteed for 100 years. The wood may deteriorate before the paint does. But
Sort of a scary part.
I know, it is, isn't it?
A lot depends on the weather, of course.
Yes, it does depend on the weather and where you put it outside or something. But I had them on my back porch for a week before I to make sure that they were okay outside. And it's quite nice to have all that color and those different shapes on my back porch. So, yeah.